The Jack Newton Celebrity Golf Classic is on again in December this year at the Cypress Lakes Golf and Country Club. The event is in its 36th year, continues to grow and become more successful, and continues to raise money for Jack's nominated charity, Diabetes Australia, and also for junior golf in Australia. I'm pleased to say the host of the tournament, Jack Newton, is with us today. Jack, great to see you. Going back, this event, has it surprised you how successful it's been and how long it's lasted?
Oh, in a short answer, Craig, yes, it has. Look, when we started out, I was invited to go and play in this tournament in Noosa in 1979, just after I'd won the New South Wales and Australian Opens, and I'd had a long year in America and I didn't really want to go. And I've always had this theory that I feel like people enjoy themselves more in the surroundings of a marquee rather than a ballroom. And nothing I've seen since the inauguration of this tournament has changed my mind on that. And so two things. One is I think that, and secondly, one of the things I'm really pleased about is that in general, it doesn't matter who they are or how big they are in the big picture, egos get left at the front door, and I think that's why it's been so.
One of the big names in Australia is Bob Hawke, former Prime Minister. Very keen golfer and just a very popular fella wherever he goes, Bob Hawke. He's been involved with you and with the Jack Newton Celebrity Classic right back to the early days. How did Bob get involved?
We started going over to his place to play snooker when he was the head of the trade unions, and typically, Bob was Bob, and you couldn't beat him playing snooker, and or you weren't allowed to, and drink beer, and we got on very well. And then when I started this, to get heavily involved in the organisation of the Celebrity Classic after. At Toronto, Noosa, where the tournament was originally held, I asked him to be patron of that, and he agreed, and he came up then as the Prime Minister. And I thought, well, what a great country we live in when the Prime Minister can come out and have a game of golf, for charity. And then when I launched the foundation, I asked him to be patron of that, and he did.
Every year, or at least the last 3 or 4 years at Cypress Lakes, which is now the home of the tournament, Bob comes along and he stands up and he sings Waltzing Matilda, and it's still a showstopper.
Yeah, look, the first time he did that, I couldn't believe the reaction in the room. Everyone started to stand up in the room, and when he finished, the applause and the ovation that he got was amazing, and it's kind of become a bit of a annual event, really, where he does get up and sing Matilda. But he is a great character, and look, he's 85 now, I think, and I said to him, last year, I said, listen, if you're finding 2 days in a row hard work, just play one day. No, I'm playing 2 days. I said, all right, well, that's up to you. But if you feel like you don't want to play the second day, that's cool with me. But he was very caring when I had my accident. Came to see me in hospital, I think 2 or 3 times.
Jack, you've done a lot of things since your accident. You touched on that. You picked yourself up. You got back on your feet. You did television commentary at a very high level for a long time. Continue on with the Jack Newton Celebrity Classic. Was that a catalyst in some ways for a new direction in your life? Do you ever reflect on how different life turned out for you?
I got 2 lucky breaks. I think one was getting involved with the celebrity prior to it, and then they asked me, the golf club asked me, could they change the name of it? And secondly was launching the Junior Golf Foundation in 1986, which I'm passionate about, or was passionate about, and still am passionate about. Because I don't care who's in power running the game, they have forgotten about the future of the game, and that is young people. And I'll maintain that until the day I die. So they can fluff around the edges all they like, but I think it's very important that we get more kids playing the game, and particularly young women. We're really struggling at the moment with girls. When I started, it was 4-1 girls to boys to girls. Now it's 7-1.
You also got back to playing golf yourself, and do you have any idea how many blokes you've really annoyed over the years that you got back to playing off? About 12 or 11 or 10?
I just started hitting some balls off a tee with a 7-iron because I was about 9 stone and wringing wet at that stage. And I'd never tried to hit a ball one-handed, to be honest with you. But I had seen a guy in America called Alan Miller who used to practice that way. And everyone thought he was mad. But I think there's something to it. And, you know, and eventually I got strong enough to play 3 holes. I used to play 3 holes with my old man, and then maybe 6, and then 9, and then got up to 18 eventually, and got down to 12. But I thought to myself, you know, I had to work hard to get down to that, and I thought, what am I doing? You know, I've already done this before. I'll always maintain that if you get in the rough and you need to hack it out, you need a right hand. And I haven't got one, so I've just got to deal with it.
You've called this place Augusta. I assume that's named after that great golf course in the US. Is this where you find your peace?
A couple of things happened. Jackie wanted white fences, and the other thing is that the place has got a bit of undulation about it, which kind of reminds me of Augusta. And that dam in the front paddock, while it's probably not your typical, what you'd see at Augusta, it was a mosquito-infested swamp area. So the stables I love for their historical sort of shape, and they've obviously been there a long time. And I love playing around with the horses, and we've got 2 breeds here at the moment, which is sometimes you can't forget that the thoroughbred generally is half mad.
This room is amazing. Some of the photos that are on the wall here, it's for someone who's interested in sports memorabilia. Have you got a favourite photo that's on the wall, or a favourite memory that's up there?
That one up there, which is a photo of Ricky May wrapped in an Australian flag, which took place up at Noosa. When I caught that marlin, that was pretty exciting. I've got one picture there of a guy called Charles Ball Smith, who used to caddy for me at the Masters. He was probably 5'10" tall and 5'10" wide. How he ever got around Augusta, I'll never know. Torino, he's up there too. I mean, he was another one who some of the players didn't like playing with him because he was never shut up and he was always talking. They thought he used that as tactics, but he was like that in real life. I mean, Jack was the best player. And I know a lot of people said I was an old fart for saying that, you know, Tiger wouldn't beat Jack's record, but I just knew that when Tiger's body started to break down, with his left knee to start with, and now he's had 4 operations on that knee. And now he's got back problems as well. My suggestion was vindicated, but I used to cop it from the young guy. You're an old bastard, you know, like, you know, you're only saying Jack because... I said, listen, you guys never ever saw him play. I played with him and I know how good he was. Mentally, there was no one better than him. And when he made a mistake, it was a miniature mistake. So I've been pretty lucky, really.
Jack, a couple of weeks' time, the Celebrity Classic is on again up at Cypress Lakes. Good luck with it. I know it'll be a great success again. Continued good health to you, and keep raising some money for Diabetes Australia and for junior golf. It's great the work you do. Thanks for having a chat with us today.
Good on you, mate. Thank you.